On behalf of School of Hospitality Management, I, Sashank Anand, welcome you all. So firstly, I would like to start with a very brief introduction about the hospitality industry. What is it? Why are we talking about hospitality industry? So basically, it is four core businesses that are part of the hospitality business: travel and tourism, food and beverage, lodging or accommodation, and even outdoor and recreation sports. World over, hospitality management education is divided into different sectors. Some are core sectors while some are non-core sectors. But essentially, these all are the different segments of the hospitality industry. Hotels, which comprise of different departments within the hotel. Food services, be it restaurants, be it banquets, be it bars, they are another part. Events relating to event management, meetings and conferences. Travel and tourism relating to airlines, cruise ships, even agencies and tour operators. Luxury services, which is very a recent and new concept, which talks about luxury brand management, customer service, and even sales and marketing. And then there are some allied areas like human resources, technology and logistics, media, training departments, finance, and so on. So why are we talking about tourism? Why it's always uh, the question of doubts? Why it is always in the news? Because it is one of the largest industries in the world. The figure that you see, the only thing that you need to concentrate is the first two blocks. For most of the economies of the world, the growing economies of the world, it is a major role player in their GDP. About 10% of the GDP is of the tourism industry. And secondly, every 10th job or one in every 10 jobs is related to the travel and tourism industry. Hence, here lies the scope and uh, immense opportunities in this industry. It has always been on the rise. People never stop traveling, and that's the reason why tourism has been growing over the years. So there are different segments where the scope of hospitality industry lies. This is also known as the hospitality umbrella. So again, there is a travel component wherein you see opportunities in airlines, cruise ships, even railway lines or railway coach services, automobile industry, and something known as ecotourism. Then there is the lodging part, which takes care of most of the hotels. Lodging basically refers to the room component. So hotels, motels, resorts, everything is part of this segment. Then assembly and event management talks about basically food and beverage and banqueting activities. So meetings, conferences, conventions, expositions, exhibitions, everything is here. Then is restaurant and managed services. So our restaurants, managed services like quick service restaurants like KFCs, McDonald's, everything is part of restaurants and managed services. And lastly, recreation services. So from recreation parks to gaming centers to the golf industry, everything is part of hospitality industry. And this is where a potential candidate, a graduate who has studied in hospitality industry can target or see himself working. So some popular job titles that you undertake once you study hospitality management. If you are in a hotel, if you chosen hotels, then you become managers, general managers, you go in sales or you go in other operational areas. You could even go into event planning, be an own event planner or join a different company. You could be in food operations. You could be a chef. You could be a beverage manager. You could be a wine expert, or you could even choose front office. That is front of the house. So people who we see in the front at different places in a hotel. be it front office, be it concierge, be it the bellhops or the bellboys. So this is where uh, this is what you actually do once you study hospitality management. So this was all about the in very short brief note I have explained about the different the introduction about the hospitality industry. Now let me come to today's agenda, which is about the current status of hospitality industry. We all know what the world is going through, and hospitality industry is one of the most dear sufferers of the pandemic. So all we hear is, or all we see is empty restaurants, closed restaurants or closed hotels, sanitization activities, or hotels being converted into COVID hospitals, and more and more cases, and the impact on tourism keeps getting dearer. So all this negativity is already there, which I'm sure a lot of you have already heard about and must have seen in the media as well. It is true as well. There is no lies, because tourism industry has been hard hit in this pandemic, and this is the first time in history after World War when we see such negative impact on the global tourism industry. All over the world, there is negative growth in the tourism industry, and India is also not different. You can see different cities everywhere, the growth is negative. All these bars, they are supposed to be vertically upwards, but they are vertically downwards. So this just shows that tourism industry in India as well is impacted. However, this is not the end of the story. Good news is that the vaccination has started. Our country is one of the few countries which has taken a massive vaccination programs. Because of the vaccination program, cases have come down drastically. We see unlocking happening in different parts of the country. And very recently, I was able to see this picture. Most of you must have heard or seen when the Himachal Pradesh government opened its borders for other states. So this was the scenario on the first day. So things are looking nice. Things are looking positive for the hospitality industry again. Some insight into the near future. People will never stop traveling. Given a chance, they will definitely travel at the first instance that they are given. So this is a very popular survey done by a renowned agency, which was asked, different travelers were asked that will they travel when the pandemic is over. So you see majority of the people are already ready to travel. So the future again looks bright. So because the future is bright, even the Indian scenario looks pretty much good for the hospitality operators. India has been experiencing consistent demand for tourism, and by 2029 our tourism industry is expected to rise to huge heights. Even the government is taking a lot of initiatives. They are offering loans, MSME loans. A lot of policies are coming out which is supporting different types of tourism. Like India is one of the leaders in medical tourism. Plus India has a diverse attraction base which allows tourists from all over the world to visit India, see different heritage sites, different geography of our country, and different diversity that we have is a big advantage for India in the coming future. Plus, the hotel chains, the international hotel chains are also expanding. And this is just India I'm talking about here. World's largest hotel chain is Marriott. It's into luxury segment, and it has vowed to increase its properties from 84 to 165. That is double the number of properties in the next 3 years. So from here you can understand that the world is betting on tourism industry, and India is also no exception. The opportunities in the coming years will be immense. So preparing for the largest industry in the world is a wise option. It is a wise choice that students can make. Why hospitality industry? It suits every type of student. You are from medical background, you may be from arts, you may be from commerce. It really doesn't matter. Hospitality is all about your personal interest. You never work from just one office or one cubicle. That is the beauty of hospitality industry. It's very enterprising. Job satisfaction is an everyday reward because so much of emphasis is given on customer satisfaction that job satisfaction is almost like an everyday reward. And as we just studied, it is a growing industry, hence the opportunities are immense. There are array of fields that one can choose. There's not just one line or two line or three fields that you may go. There are a number of fields like food service management. You could go into event management. You can choose hotel, accommodation and hospitality management, or you can choose to join some travel agency or be a part of tour and travel management. There are various fields that one may choose to work in the hospitality industry, and this is not an exhaustive list. One can even choose to be his own boss, work for himself by starting his or her own business. Let's look at some of the key skills that one has to learn, one has to be aware of if you choose to be in the hospitality. Professional skill is very important. Being energetic and resourceful is very important. Empathic attitude, understanding the guest from their point of view is very important. Being of a calm and composed nature is very important. Should be able to multitask is very, very important. Now, all these traits that you see on the screen, are they not the traits for life? Are they not the traits for any profession? If you have all these traits, you will definitely succeed no matter in which industry you are. So hospitality industry is a very generic field. It gives you opportunity not just in the hospitality sector, but even in other sectors. You may diversify by doing a post-graduation or going for advanced studies. Hospitality industry will always groom you for the better. Build a career in the area of your interest. Since there are a number of options you may choose, you will definitely find some area of your liking, of your interest. And we all know that if we pursue what we like, what we love, we definitely excel. So you may be into event planning, that is your cup of tea. You may want to manage things, so you can target a hotel manager's job or some jobs in the front desk areas. It is completely your choice. You have a basket of opportunities. Now, how School of Hospitality Management can become your platform to success in hospitality industry. We just don't focus on your hard skills. We also focus on your soft skills. For those who don't know, hard skills are those skills which can be taught. It's a skill set, like maybe a foreign language course or a degree course or something to do with a computer program. Soft skills focus on your personality, also known as interpersonal skills or people skills. So we make you study English to improve your communication. We involve you in student engagement or student entrepreneurship activities so that you learn leadership and you learn to work in a team. So our focus is on the hard skills as well as on the soft skills. Plus we focus on practical aspects. As Ankit sir highlighted in the beginning, the department focuses on practical aspects very, very much. So every day students go for practicals for 2 to 4 hours depending upon the class they have, and every day there is a practical skill that they hone. So ultimately, by the end of your degree program, you are able to master at least one practical skill that will help you in establishing a career in the hospitality industry. We make sure you have immense opportunities. So not just in India, we have tie-ups for internships and placements in abroad. Now countries, they keep changing every year, but still every year, every semester, we have a lot of opportunities for the students to either train abroad or even work abroad. You get the opportunity to work in top hospitality companies, be it the Taj, be it the Oberoi's, be it the Hyatt, or be it the retail companies like Domino's or Nestle. Opportunities are immense. It depends upon the student how far or how willing he is to explore his potential. We have an array of courses to suit everyone's need. I will quickly take you through the different courses that we have. This will explain how customized our courses are. So like we are running some diploma courses for 10th pass out students. You need not do +2. If you have just completed your 10th, we are offering a 3-year diploma in hotel management, which is actually in line with any degree program. We even have a 5-year integrated program, which is a dual degree program, again after 10th, Diploma BSc. You get an option to exit after 2 years. On the basis of +2, we are also running some fantastic diploma courses for those students who may be graduates in other fields and they might want to move abroad quickly using doing a short-term course. So diploma in food production, which specifically targets kitchen department, is of 1 year followed by 6 months to 1 year of foreign or domestic internship. Similarly, we have diploma in bakery and confectionery. Bakery is all about cakes, cookies, desserts. And here again, you study particularly diploma, particularly bakery for 1 year, and then you go for 6 months of on-the-job training. We even have a 2-year diploma in culinary arts. This is affiliated to OTHM UK. There is OTHM is Organization of Tourism and Hotel Management UK, and we are running this course in collaboration with them. So this is a 1-year study plus 1-year work diploma program, and ideally 1 year is the work that you do is in a foreign country. You can choose to do it in India as well, but ideally it is 1 year of study in India and then 1 year of work in a foreign country. You get options to choose which country you may apply for. Then we have some undergraduate courses. This is what we recommend to every +2 pass out student because degree is a must in today's world. So our most popular courses are Bachelors of Hotel Management, and this is as per the international hotel management regulations that are being followed, not just in India, but in global universities. Then we even have a 3-year BSc in Hospitality and Hotel Administration. The main difference between BSc and BHM is that BHM helps you specialize in one particular area. BSc does not have any specialization. Postgraduate courses that we are running for hospitality have already graduated in hotel management. So this is more on the lines of an MBA. In the second year, you choose between HR or sales. So it is an integration of MBA come hospitality management. The second MSc is in simple hotel management, and this is for those students who have done graduation in any field other than hotel management. So this is that course that will give an opportunity, a gateway to those students who are willing to enter hospitality industry but don't have prior education in the field. Plus, we are also running doctoral programs, which is Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Tourism and Hospitality Management. You need to be at least postgraduate to undergo a PhD program. So we have a course for every kind of candidate, every type of student. It is the student who has to decide what he wants to pursue. Opportunities are immense at the department. Just let us help you in becoming a hospitality professional. With that, I would request all of you to visit the RIMT University for more details regarding fee structure or maybe duration of course or maybe the passing or eligibility criteria. Uh, please visit the website. And with that, I conclude my presentation. Any questions you may have, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Professor Shashank. It was an amazing presentation. So let's open the forum for question and answers. So in case you have any question or answer, in case you have any question, you can type it in the chat window or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Anything you want to ask related to the future of the hospitality industry, what kind of jobs are there, if you have any particular interest, how you should go ahead, you can go ahead right now and ask the questions. So sir, in the meantime, if students are having any questions, they would be writing it in the chat window or speaking up. I think Anirudh wants to say something. Yes, Anirudh.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Shashank. Good evening, Mr. Ankit. I just want to ask you one thing that during the pandemic, still some of the hotels are still finding their way to open up, and most of our students, most of us with us who are linking with us, they are just still lacking with the jobs, or who are doing the jobs are still searching for new jobs because they were jobless at the time of pandemic. So is there any chance for them from that hotel where they were working, they are going to call them back? What do you think, that they are going to call them back, or they will need to shift to another property, or they'll go for another one?
Thank you for your question. It's a nice question. Since the hotels were shut, lot of even our own students, they were laid off. Some were furloughed, that is temporary layoff. Some were permanently kicked out. However, those students or those employees who had multi-skills or who had established recognized skills with their employers, they were able to get the jobs back. Having said that, I understand it is a tough time, and that is why it is very important for the students or for the prospective students time, they need to keep skilling themselves, maybe enroll themselves for some online courses, maybe on safety and sanitization, so that when the time comes of rehiring, when the hotel will reopen, their updated knowledge gets them hired back. So I understand it is a tough time, but good prospects are definitely coming forward, and students who are keeping themselves updated with these small short courses, they will definitely be able to get the jobs.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Please feel free to ask.
So I would like to add a little in the answer which Professor Shashank gave. May I, sir?
Certainly, sir. Please go ahead.
So the skills which you mentioned in one of your slides, which are the soft skills which a student learns while pursuing the program. So skills like empathy, good listening skills, oral communication, people skills, these are the skills which are required in each and every industry today. Apart from hospitality industry, entertainment industry is another big industry where people with such skills are valued a lot. So I believe that anyone who has done a comprehensive program in hospitality management will never find a shortage of jobs. Any other questions, students? So, sir, in the meantime, let me ask you one question on the behalf of the students. So, what kind of companies apart from hotels can hire the professionals from hospitality? Please
I
go
was
ahead.
saying that lot of companies have been hiring hotel management students apart from hotels. These companies include retail outlets, so your malls, retail companies like Tommy Hilfiger, Pantaloons, Future Group. They all want hospitality graduates. Even the private banks these days are hiring HM graduates because they are very groomed for their front desk and client management. Even a lot of private hospitals also these days are hiring students who are able to better manage the customer, because customer service is in every industry now. So whichever industry is dealing with the customer directly, the scope of student lies there.
Great, great. So I think this will definitely help students in looking beyond what is obvious, and they'll definitely try to gain more and more of these skills while they are in the program, and get some good profiles when they go out in the market. So, sir, anything you want to tell about our School of Hospitality Management at RIMT University? How we are unique from the schools which are there in the area, and what extra we offer to the students?
As I mentioned in my presentation as well, we have a very hands-on approach in our department. We motivate our students not just to learn the practical skills in labs, but we even have an EDP program wherein each student runs the kitchen or runs the restaurant on his own, just like in a real restaurant. So by incorporating such hands-on learning or experiential learning techniques, we are able to imbibe a lot of confidence in students. They get used to running their own restaurant and even get essential skills like teamwork, respect for each other. It all comes as an added advantage.
Wonderful. So just to sum it up, some of the key highlights of RIMT University is that we have a very good environment in the campus, which actually promotes very healthy competition and peer group learning. Apart from that, our curriculum is revised very frequently. So we have our, tie-ups with certain experts in the industry with whom we regularly consult and include latest tools and techniques while teaching in the campus. So our curriculum is pretty much contemporary, latest. Then as sir already mentioned, that students get hands-on activities to do every day when they are in the campus. Apart from that, we do have some international tie-ups, as sir mentioned. So these are some of the highlights of RIMT University. Yes, Mr. Pankaj, we are waiting for your question. You can write it in the chat window also, in case you are having any trouble.
I was just waiting for Mr. Pankaj that maybe he might be able to
His
ask.
question is that his son is interested in joining NCC along with the program.
Right. It is possible, sir. Some of our existing students have also joined NCC. Uh, it is up to the student to manage both the studies as well as the NCC. So it is a possibility. There is no problem in doing both the things parallelly, if that's what you meant to ask.
So apart from NCC, there are other student activities and there are other student clubs as well, in which students can be part of those clubs and can help in various student activities across the year. There are certain competitions, events which are happening regularly in the campus. So students can be part of those groups, those clubs, and help in conducting or organizing these activities. There is another question. It says that while going through the course contents, I have not found special course on event management.
Event management is not as a separate subject, but it is part of our food and beverage part. It is basically part of the food and beverage course. So you will find it imbibed in the syllabus of food and beverage, especially in the final years or in the later years of the courses like second year and third year. It is imbibed into the curriculum of the subject food and beverage. So you can look up food and beverage to find more on the event management.
There is one more question.
Because event management is more right.
From Khushi Kalra. It says, what are the key differences between tourism and other service providing organizations?
So as I was saying, the major difference is that tourism industry involves travel. So when people travel from one place to another, they have different needs, different requirements, and on basis of that, the industry has subdivided itself. The other service sectors, they are having their own core areas. So it could be banking, it could be customer service of those people who are getting their cars serviced. So that depends. But the major difference is that tourism is all about travel and the demand that is generated after travel.
Great. So we have another question. So Mr. Pankaj is concerned that how we are keeping check on certain elements like drugs and all through our hostels and all. So Mr. Pankaj, there are definite rules and regulations which are followed. Then we have proper, team members who are taking care of the hostels. Let's say warden is there, then the security is there. We do have cameras installed throughout the campus, and strict regulations are there in terms of hostel rules and regulations. So we are running this place from last 22 years, and we have managed tens of thousands of students in the hostels. So the problem is not there in the hostels itself. It is being managed very proper, very much in the campus itself. Shashankji, do you want to add something
also,
to it?
Yes, sir. I would like to add that we are a very vibrant campus. There is some activity, something or the other always happening, and the same goes for the hostelites as well. So we believe in keeping the students involved, keeping them busy so that they don't have much time for these nuisance activities. Also, there is a buddy system in place in a lot of areas which helps in keeping a check on the younger people who are coming in, which the seniors take care of the younger lot so that they don't get into the wrong company. So there are a lot of these small measures at the grassroots level which help us in tracking or managing such problems. It's a very valid question, and thank you for bringing that up. I can see another question which is regarding to the training and jobs in the future.
Yes.
So all our courses have training as part of the curriculum. No matter what the course is, training is always included. So our first concern or main focus is in placing our student in a 5-star or luxury hotel chain where he can train well. Once the student goes under rigorous training at a international level property, then we are not bothered about his placement because the student undergoing a rigorous training programs becomes very, very capable. It becomes very easy for the student to get himself a job even without the help of the college sometimes. We are there to help, but mostly that is step one. The students, the properties in which they train, they only employ them. Still, if the students do not get placed by those properties, we have a centralized, dedicated training and placement cell, which ensures that Every year, numerous number of companies visit the campus. Even during the pandemic, we had virtual placement drives going on. So training and placement is always a priority for us. And for HM students, we have been having 100% placement record, both for internship as well as for the placement.
Okay, so there is one more question. Do students need to bring their cooking materials from their own sources, or we are providing that in the campus?
No, sir, students, they don't need to carry any cooking material. The university provides the cooking material. They just have to learn how to indent, just like in a real kitchen world. Students have a dedicated uniform, a uniform plus there is some gear which they need to carry before entering the practical classes, and that's about it. They really don't have to bring anything, any cooking material on their own. That the university provides.
Then the question is, fee includes the books and stationery, or we need to buy it from outside?
Apart from diploma in culinary arts, fee does not include books. However, fee includes subscription of the books or access to the books through our central library. There are numerous books available. We never recommend students to buy any books because most of the books are available in the library, and we keep our library updated as well. So students can request the librarian to issue the books to them, and then they can make the notes. Also, all the respective teachers, they also share notes with the students. So buying book is actually not recommended anymore. Students are more encouraged to spend time in the library, access the books, make their own notes.
There is another question from Vidyank. So he's asking that how many ideal companies visit the campus?
Well, for that, you will need to get in touch with the central placement and training head. But still, visit the website, and there you can see, you will get some idea about the different companies that visit our campus every year. So I can speak only for hotel management, that we have a centralized as well as a decentralized system. So as a department also, we place our students, help them in getting a job, help them in getting a good hotel to train. Plus the central TPO also takes care. So visit the website. It also has a lot of details about the different companies. There is no dearth of opportunities. That is what I would like to say.
Vidyank, another thing I would like to add here is that you also need to focus on your skills, as the skills are really important in this sector. So you need to work on those skills first. Once you are prepared, once you have those skills with you, you are not required to look for jobs. Companies will run after you for jobs. Okay. So you will have to train hard, acquire the skills, and let companies chase you for opportunities. There is another question from Mr. Pankaj. What is the ratio of practical and theory in all the 6 semesters of diploma in hotel management?
There are 4 core areas that a student studies, both theory as well as practical. These 4 areas are food production, food and beverage service, housekeeping management, and front office. These 4 areas student studies in theory classes as well, plus practicals. Now the ratio is 60 to 40. 60% the syllabus or the curriculum is on the practical side, while 40% is the theory for the core subjects. Some of the courses are, however, they are allied courses and they are only theory courses.
Sir, please, I would request you to conclude the session now with your closing remarks. And that's it. Please go ahead.
Right, sir. So I would like to thank everybody for their time, and I hope we were able to solve some of your queries. Feel free to connect with us. Feel free if you have any more questions, we are always there. Also, I really believe that hospitality industry is an ever-changing industry, and students need to be flexible, not just in hospitality industry. It's with I think every university, but it is more in the hospitality industry. They need to be flexible. They cannot be adamant, because by the time they pass out, the world is changing. Things may be little different. That having said that, second thing is skilling is a top priority. Students must focus on acquiring the relevant skills. As sir also said, once you are skilled enough, you don't have to worry about the job. The job will be a secondary. It will come to you automatically. So focus on acquiring the skills. College time is the last step of education that you take. So make sure you enjoy as well, but you learn and acquire some essential skills as well that will take you forward in your career. So with that, I thank you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope we'll keep meeting again in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.